Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are finally back in the Yamato. I know it's been a very long time since I've actually given you guys a replay in the Yami, and that's because it's been absolutely awful to play for me lately. I've talked about it on stream multiple times. It just has not been performing for me. However, that changed this morning and I don't know why. So we're going to show off the Yami and just take you back in time to a better place in World of Warships Legends when my ship actually hits the target. So yeah, it's gonna be a juicy one, guys. I promise. So yeah, with that being said, we're on Greece and we spawn mid, and this is probably not the craziest matchmaking in the world, but it is juicy. And like I said, for whatever reason, in this match, I got the RNG of the gods out of my Yami. I don't know what it is. It just, some days it be like that and some days it don't. And it has been months, it feels like. No, not feels, has been months since my Yami has actually hit like this. So yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. By the way, we're gonna get spammed by this guy back in the back forever. He's gonna just sit here and spam everybody on the map over and over again. It's funny that I send more than 3 commands, I get timed out on the command bar. But some people can sit there and spam for like 5 minutes and somehow they get away with it. It's funny how that works. But yeah, we're gonna be trying to do our best here. It's not gonna be the most like skilled showcase in the world. It's just gonna be a lot of people sailing around broadside with a Yami that actually is paying attention and is in a pretty good position for crossfires. Now, Odin, broadside, we catch him, get a Citadel right off the bat, starting with a 30k salvo. That's the Yami that I know and love and miss. Like, please give me more of that. Now here you're gonna see Mino's gonna slow down. We anticipate him. You can see he's clearly trying to smoke up, but he's outrunning his smoke. We're gonna try to hit this man with a good chunk. And we also recognize that he's at like 13 to 14 kilometers here in his smoke screen, right? So that's what we're going to try to shoot for. We know he's at like 13.5 to 14.2 kilometers. So when we go to pre-fire or blind fire this man, you'd think I would shoot the Odin here. And I probably should have shot the Odin, but I really wanted to try to blind fire this Mino because I actually for once paid attention. And you can see I'm going for the 14.2, 14.3, and you can see he's kind of right behind the island. And I don't really have a shot, so then I settle for the Odin. And again, should have shot the Odin much sooner while he was mostly broadside. Now he's angled away slightly, so we're not going to get as much out of it. And we get 4 overpins hitting his superstructure. But he doesn't appear to be like he's going to be long for this world. Now you can see we've got a much better look at the Mino. And I'm kind of turned away, so we're looking at 14.2 to 14.4 kilometers is where we're going to take this shot. And you can see it's difficult to get the ship to like aim where I want it when you're not locked onto a ship. But we take the blind fire and sure enough we actually get a hit. It's a single overpin, but I hit him. So the thought process is there. And that's something I need to get better with, and something that Peak really does pretty well, which is he pays attention to the range of people when they go into their like smoke screen, like because they're usually spotted right before they go into smoke. But Suja over here has been shooting me. He's kind of put himself in a position where I can touch him. He doesn't realize it, and that's going to cost him. Now remember, this is the Yami of gods here. And sure enough, we reach out, touch him for 20k and a Citadel. He's lucky to be alive. That man literally about got clapped. And he wouldn't have even seen it coming. So we're up to 75,000 damage, and we're, what, 3.5 minutes into the game? And then the Shimakaze. Now we have 75,900 damage. And then we look at the Shima. Of course, got to take a shot at the Shima, right? Look at those railguns, man. Why can't I get this more often? 6 overpins on that man. We just put up over 10 grand on that man. He felt it, is what I'm saying. Remember, the Shima doesn't have that many hit points to begin with. It's what, like 12 to 15,000 hit points, something like that? Yeah, he just got touched. And he lost, you know, 2/3 of his health in 1 salvo. Again, the RNG of the gods. Now here, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of start making some mistakes, and I'm gonna pay for these mistakes hard. Now we get a good shot here at the Z. We get 3 overpins on him, obviously, and now we're broadside to the Mino that we pissed off earlier. So yeah, this is not a good position for me, but I also can't just turn out and go broadside to the 2 Yamatos that are here, So I've got to stay angled to them as best I can. I got to get away from these torpedoes that we knew were coming. And we got to try to get to this island. Now that I have the island for cover, I need to try to get angled away from this Mino because he is wrecking us. We get a shot at the Mino here. He's turning towards us. Like, this is best case scenario. He's not moving that fast. And then we get touched by the Yami. But unfortunately, we get a bunch of overpins on the Mino. And we're in trouble. You can see we went from full health to like less than half our health in no time flat. And yeah, we got to get away from these guys. We've got their attention, which is not good. So we're going to try to go back towards the back of the map here. Just separate ourselves from the bad guys. Hopefully allow them to shoot at somebody else for a little bit. And get back here with some will to rebuild going with another Yamato behind me. Now here we get a good shot, and those shells all kind of go high. It's real unfortunate, but it is what it is. I was expecting him to like keep turning out, and he just kind of started turning towards us. So we overshoot him a little bit. Then the Z comes back out, so I've got to get ready to shoot him again. Destroyers get spotted, you take shots at destroyers, okay? I don't care if you're in a battleship, you take the shot at the destroyer. I don't want to ever hear people complaining in battleships that the destroyers are broken if I watch your freaking play and you don't ever shoot at don't ever shoot at destroyers. Like, so many battleship players just refuse to shoot destroyers. It's like, you know, I don't think I can hit them, or I don't get much damage out of hitting them. Well, they get a lot of damage out of hitting you, so if you leave them alive, guess what's going to happen? Exactly. So shoot the destroyers. But you can see we are on will to rebuild. We're going to be cheesing the ever-living hell out of will to rebuild, for sure. But we get another shot at that Yami at distance, and we get our high caliber out of that, up to 138,000 damage, and we get our Confederate as well. You can see all of the torpedoes coming through middle of the map. I'm looking at the Yami coming into the center. I'm looking at the Kansas, and of course they all disappear the moment I look at him because that's how the game works. And then of course he gets lit up immediately right after, and I'm able to reach out and hopefully delete this man. But unfortunately, that's not what happens. I don't know if he turned in at the last second and we landed a little high, but just not able to citadel that kid. Still blapped him, don't get me wrong. We took a good chunk off of him, and we get pretty fortunate there that the guy shoots a little short. We're angled away. This is why we're angled away. Like, it makes us a much harder target to hit. It's much harder to hit us when we're sailing in like catty corners instead of straight lines. Like, we're still sailing in a straight line, but according to where the enemies are, we're not flat broadside to them. But you can see reaching out over the island with the auto-aim, and we get a citadel hit on the front Yami. That Yami's about to be rushed by a Shimakaze, which is going to go really, really bad for him. But you can see I'm lining up another shot. I'm about to be able to lob the island again. We take a shot over the island, and again, using auto-aim here. But the guy's doing stuff that's pretty predictable, so auto-aim is relatively accurate, and we get another good chunk. No citadel this time, but you'll notice my Yami friend has bailed on me and now is going towards them. And I have no problem with this, I just didn't recognize it soon enough. And this is going to be a problem for me. While we are still right on the edge of our will to rebuild range, we need to be closer. And you can see I'm going to take a shot using auto-aim again over the top of the island on a Shimakaze, and wait for it. Pow! You gotta be kidding me. Really? Where have you been, Yami? I have missed you so much. God, when this ship actually behaves, it is so much fun to play. But man, is it so annoying when it doesn't behave. However, we do have Kansas showing his face again. We're going to go ahead and reach out, touch this man. He's dead. He doesn't have the health for this. And no matter where I hit that guy, it's going to be death. You can see I'm trying to get my Yami's attention. I'm like, dude, I need you closer. I need you in my life. Please let me hug you. You've gotten away from me. And, yeah, unfortunately, he's just going to keep sailing in a straight line away from me. My two destroyers are going to sail away from me. Nobody's going to come help the guy that has carried the team to this amazing lead that we currently enjoy. Now, again, we get a beautiful looking salvo on the Yami, and we reach out, touch him for another 22 grand, only getting a single citadel. But here, I make the deadly decision. I'm like, okay, I'm dead here. He's about to spot me. He's guaranteed to pretty much kill me on the next salvo. I want to get a full salvo away before I die. So we do. We get the rear guns away, and then we get the front guns away, and I know that I'm dead here. It's like, it's a guarantee that I'm dead. But you can see, he actually doesn't kill me. But unfortunately, all of our shells hit the rear turret. Like, really? Of all of the places those shells could land, they land right on the front turret face of the rear turret and just shatter and bounce off of it, which is real unfortunate. But we survived, and there's a little bit more hope, but you can see nobody coming over here to help me. Nobody trying to help their teammate survive, and this one, you know, is death. Like, he's gonna hit me, and it only takes one good penetration. He actually gets 2, but we Citadel him and hit him for 19,000 damage, and somehow we managed to pull 242,000 damage on my Yami. I believe that's a new personal best in my Yami. Like, I've never had that high of damage in my Yami. I think the best prior was like 230 something. So, yeah. Definitely a doozy of a game, and I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting it. I kind of was like playing a little bit of everything, trying to figure out what I wanted to do for a video, and then I was like, you know what, I'm waiting. Let's just jump in the Yami and see what happens. And sure enough, the Yami actually came through for me, and you know, it's just one of those things. I wish it would be this consistent for me on a regular basis. I'd be using it a lot more. But yeah, when it does work, boy, Yami can be nasty, can it? It's got good DPM for a battleship. It's got ridiculous overmatch, like everybody knows that. And you give this thing a broadside, you are flirting with disaster. So yeah, you really do love it. And you know, damage pretty on point. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Also got a nice game in the Amagi that I'll be showing you guys probably tomorrow. So appreciate you guys tuning in for that as well. Again, it was just one of those where I was just trying to figure out something I ain't recorded a video on in a while. I play them on stream, sure, but I haven't recorded a video on it for a while. So I was like, yeah, let's jump in the Amagi. Why not? And yeah, so you can see our Shima's going after the Mino here. The Shima could easily kill the Mino, but I think the Shima's just not aimed properly. Like, this guy must be a Shima that doesn't shoot his guns very often, because he's struggling to hit this poor little Mino at small range. I mean, this is 7 kilometers away, and he's not even hitting him. Fortunately, Yami comes through and punches him and finishes him off. But yeah, we had a pretty fun little game here, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But 242,000 damage, high caliber Confederate. Look at this base XP, 3643, and we didn't cap a base. We didn't assist cap or anything. That's an amazing game, experience-wise, for a battleship. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.